You have installed Elementor and you are inside your dashboard. Let's go to pages and let's add new page. So we don't need any of those things. We just need, let's say that this is your home page, and we're just gonna click edit with Elementor. We go directly to Elementor. So this is very simple, very basic. So, but what can you do? I will show you. Now, if you have the Pro version, you can build a universal header, like a global header, and additionally also a global footer. But if we're going to leave this for now, I'm going to show you how to create a new section and how to add text and images, you know, the simple stuff, how Elementor works. So click the plus icon here, and there you can select your structure. What kind of structure do you want? Do you want just one section? This is it. You want one section with 2 columns, so the above it's only 1 column. Here we have 1 column here and 1 column here, so 2. Then we can have 3, or we can have 2, but they're going to look like that. And or we want 3, but they're going to look like that. And this is something that you can edit later on, because this one is the width that you can change yourself later on. I mean, this one you can write here column width 20%, right? And this one is okay 60, and this one then now it's going to be 20, okay, 19.33, but it is, you know, 20. But maybe you want this one to be 35. Oh, I clicked on the wrong one. This one. So this one you want it to be 35. You see, it becomes bigger, so you can adjust those things, and this one became very small. You can even do it by dragging the mouse like this at the end of the column, of the edge. But I don't really recommend it, because you don't get with exact numbers. You end up with 39.6% here or 24.7%, but you can do that if you want to. So anyway, I'm going to delete those things, and I'm going to keep the one with the 2 columns so we can add some stuff inside. So what do you usually want to add? You want to add an image, so you can drag and drop an image like this, and then if you click on that, you end up in your gallery. I have some images here. Let's put this one there. We have some nice bread, or what is it? And next to it, let's say I want a text. I want some text. So here you have a text element, right? And here you can write, I can just copy paste to show you. You can write more, of course, you know. And something else you can do here, you want it to be aligned in the middle. Here you have vertical and horizontal align. You have to be in the column to do that. So if I click here top middle, it goes in the middle. So that's how you do it. Now if you want to change the styling of the text, we go to style, we click on the little here pen, and then we have here the menu on the side, and we have 3 tabs. The content, the first tab is the one where you write your text. The middle tab is the one that is called the style, and inside there you can change also the alignment from here if you want it to be left or center, the text, or right or justified. I'm gonna keep it left, and here you can change the color if you want to, you see, right? Or some other color, you know, you can, you know, pick your favorite color. I'm gonna keep it black. And here you can change the typography, which here it's a thing called global fonts that you can preset what are your global fonts, or you can just select from here. Okay, what do you want? You want Helvetica, change the font, and here you can change the size. Oh wow, let's say we keep it 18. With the weight, transform if you want it to be uppercase, well, let's keep it default, right? The style if you want it to be italic or oblique, you know, default, you know, decoration, underline, you know, stuff like that, overline. But anyway, default. And here we have line height, and here we have letter spacing, and even word spacing. So there are things that you can do here once you are inside a specific element. However, I'm going to delete those things. The best thing to do, and actually I'm using EM and I actually stick to 1.2 line height. The best thing to do is to set here, you see the little global symbol or the little circle thing, global fonts and global colors. You see some preset already ones. You can do it in many different ways. The easiest way is you click here on the hamburger menu on top. And you click on site settings. And you click on global here, everything global colors. Primary is this one, secondary, everything is the same. But let's say that your primary, you want blue. Okay. This is, you see, it changed. It's the primary, it's the color that it is associated with your headings H1, H2, and so on. And secondary, I want it to be not red. Let's take some green, maybe. Yeah, whatever. They're not pretty. I'm just saying, giving you like here an example. The text can be black, and then the accent, which is usually like the links. Let's put something. Here you see we can affect also the transparency. I don't want it to be transparent. I want it to be solid color. So I'm gonna put it here, and I'm going to click, let's say pink, or kind of pinkish. What is it? Or maybe purple. I'm gonna have purple for the links, and we update. It. We don't want to go. We get a message that to go back to editor. We don't want to go yet. We go back up here, and we click on global fonts, and similarly, your primary and your secondary and text and accent are your fonts. Here, what do you want the main font to be? You want it to be, what do I want to be? Helvetica, maybe, you know? Or let's pick something else. What do we get? Do we have like a, I don't know, something here. I put something, or, you know, I like Montserrat. Let's take Montserrat, yeah. And here we can put the size. Okay, I want it to be 80, very big. Okay, I don't want it to be light. I'm going to change the weight to, I don't know, medium, maybe uppercase. Here line height, it is preset to 50 pixels. I'm going to use 1.2 line height, and then letter spacing. I don't want any letter spacing, so I'm going to update it. And you can do that for your secondary also. I'm going to use Montserrat again. Montserrat, I took 80. Let's double down, let's put 40, and so on. And what is the text? Let's just do the text. Okay, we leave it 16. I think it's too small, but I'm gonna put 18. You might not see all of the changes directly on the editor. You might need to update and refresh. Let's go now back to the editor, and I'm just gonna reload. So now I want to add a heading. If I add a heading here, you see it is instantly the color blue, and it took the primary typography. When you see that this symbol is slightly blue, light blue, it means that it takes the global settings, the global colors and font. If you want to change it, customize it yourself here, it will become white again. So I don't want that. I'm gonna just click back on that and go primary. And now here, because we have changed it manually, it hasn't taken the change, but I'm gonna go here and take text. Now we have the text. So this is very convenient when you work, because you don't have to think about changing it every time. Now if I bring a heading, here it's H1, sorry, here it's H2 actually. You can change it to H1, or maybe it's H2, or you can put whatever. It will be instantly with your primary font and color. So you can put however many global fonts or colors you want, so that it will make your work easier and faster. Now, most of the settings on Elementor, if you want to learn to use Elementor, most of the settings are you can find them in this hamburger menu. So we have the side settings here, which you see the global colors, global fonts here. We also have typography, which you can set here specifically for H1. What do you want? It has taken here the colors that we have given it, but if you want, you can change it. It's something that I don't really do. I stick to the global colors and global fonts from here. But if you want to work with the typography on this tab here, you can go ahead and do that. Now we have buttons here. You can fix a button. So if you want to have like a button like click here, you can set a default size also. So let's say the typography, it's going to be text, or make something text, accent, text color, background type. Let's take maybe green, and purple might be too weird, but anyway, just to show you how it works. Update. You can also give here if you want it to be if you wanted to have a border, we can give it the border for 1 pixel. The color can be white, no, it can be black, just to show you how it works. And border radius, you want to have like a rounded corners. Yeah, why not? Let's give it 15, just we are not going to mess with padding now, but you can do that if you want. But if we do update, and let's say I want to add a button, sometimes it will go back to editor, so you just close it and go back. Here we have a button. So if I want to go under the text and click and drag and drop button, let's see. It looks like the button I just created on the settings. So it has the color, and it doesn't get green. Why not? Let me check. Why not green? Oh, I think I know. Because, not the fonts, global colors. So the accent, now it is purple. So yeah, we don't want that. Let's make it white. No. Text color, yeah. Now it's the color, the accent color becomes the background, and if you want on the hover, you can change to a different one. Is it only me that feels it's a bit buggy? Yeah, I remember that. So the accent is actually the background of the button. For some reason it affects it. So let's try this again. Normal, text color, background type, this one. Purple. Yep, update. Back to editor. Now it's purple again, and then when you hover, you becomes blue. So yeah, here when you have a button, well, you can change the styles from the style tab. You have typography, you have normal, what you can do on hover, if you want to mess with those things. And here on the first tab, which is called content, you can have a link. So this can be like whatever link you want to use here, and the text can be click here or click me, or it can be your whatever call to action, contact me or subscribe or whatever. And here we have the alignment. If you want it to be center or on the right or the justified, it's going to be the entire column width, and you can customize it however you want. But in general, those are the basics of Elementor. Like, you have the widgets here, they're called widgets, those things, or elements. and you can just drag and drop something. Even if you don't have a section built, it will create a section for you, or you can just create 3 sections and just drag and drop your elements. Let's say you can have video also. You can include a YouTube video if you have. You can put the link here. Yeah. And you can use icons, and you can have text editor here. And if you want, let's say, if you want to create this one, I use this a lot. I want to have a background on the section. I don't want to add an image. I want to have a background on this. So you go to style and you go to background type and you put classic, and then here you see the image. You click on the image, and let's say you have some pictures here. What do I have? Something that it's landscape. This one is landscape. See, but it's kind of, why is it like that? So there are kind of different ways how you can solve that. What I like to do is I go to layout, and here on height, I go to min height, minimum height, and here you see you can give what is your height. How high do you want this section to be? I want this to be 550 pixels, right? Or you can play with the view height, and I want it to take, I don't know, 30% of the screen. You know, now if I go to style, you see, you don't see the entirety of the entire image. So we can change the settings here a bit. So I'm going to go to position. I usually do center so that the picture is centered. And here on the size, I click cover. Now this is maybe the image and it's a bit more height. So let's give it 45. There we can see the woman. Or if you want to stick to pixels, if I put 550 pixels there. So that's how you can use it. And on top of that, you can add elements. You can add a title if you want. Maybe not that kind of color selection, but you know, you get the idea. Or you can have like a button, like your call to actions, which it could be subscribe to my newsletter, and you can have a link to your, like a form, and well, you can connect also your newsletter services, but that is more advanced. Or you can just send them to your contact page, contact me, or email me. And here you can either send them to your contact page, which if you start typing something, you will get, if you have a page called contact, it will appear on the drop down menu, or you can like click it, link it like that. The other thing you can do, you see the dynamic tags, you need Elementor Pro for that. You can click that and you can try and find contact URL. Click on that here then, on top of that, and select type email, and here you can write your email address. And if someone is emailing you, let's say my email at something.com, okay, now you see at the bottom screen it creates a mail to link to your email address, and here you can add on the subject email from Elementor website, or you know, something that you can understand that it comes from this form. So this is something you can do as well. And now if we click on that, we can update, of course. And let's say now you want to add your blog posts also on this page. Now you add another section and you go to posts. Here you see the posts, and here this is some demo links. Oh, this is kind of looks very large, but we can go and change it. So we go to style here, and I go to content, and on the typography it has taken the primary, but maybe it is too big. We can select something else, something like that, but maybe it has too large of a line height. What else do I have? No, this is too big. Well, if I click on that symbol, manage global fonts, I can click on it. And I am directly brought to the global fonts screen or options, and I can add a style. It's called new item. I'm gonna name it blog titles, you know, or something else that you can recognize. And now click on that, and I'm gonna get Montserrat. Oh, sorry. And I want it to be, I don't know, 35 maybe. I'm going to stick to 1.2. Weight, normal, transform, no transform, or maybe I want it to be always uppercase. So update. I can just click, close it from there. And so let's see what happens. It hasn't changed it because we have to go to content again, and I'm going to put the new one that I have made. You see, now it kind of looks somewhat better. And you can change everything. I don't want the meta tags. I don't want. Okay, so here on the module of the blog of the posts module, you can select the classic skin. You have cards, or you have full content, which is if you want to show the entirety of your blog post, but don't do that. Let's do classic. We have 3 columns here. We can select if you want 2 columns, you know, maybe 2. It's nice with 2. Post per page. On this one, I just wanted to show a few, so I'm gonna put 4 maybe. And here we can change the position of the image if you want it to be on the left or on the right, or none, but on the left is it doesn't really work, but right works. But I'm gonna keep it to top. Medium, the image size, it's too low. I'm gonna put large. We want the pictures to be clear. You can change also the image ratio. I have seen that it can be a bit buggy, so I wouldn't mess with that much. It was 0.66. So yeah, those are some things you can edit here. We have the title here. You can set if it is an H3, what kind of HTML tag that is. If you're a beginner, if you're just a blogger that you want to make a nice blog, you don't have to worry about those things. It is working fine. You don't have to worry. Meta data, if you want to leave them here, fine. If you want, you can just click and delete them, take them away. And yeah. Here on the query, if you have different categories, you can select what kind of categories you want to show. So if this is a food blog, if I want to include only a certain category of my food blogs, of my food recipes, if I click on the plus icon and term, and I write, I don't know, gluten free, let's say. Gluten-free recipes, right? So it will only bring up the gluten-free recipes, for example. Yeah. And here you can select the date if you want past day, past week, past month, or just like all. Order by date, I guess, not by title. I guess everyone sort things by date. And descending or ascending, descending is what you want to use. And yeah, and then if you want the pagination, if you want to include, like, go to the next page, you can select numbers you see here in the bottom, or you can do previews and next, you know, and so on. Let's leave it to numbers and update. Remember that we haven't done anything else. We just created this is not very this is not even a page. I just used randomly. I just added all the elements to show you how to work with Elementor and how to do the specific stylings for its elements. So it's not something that I would say that this is a pretty design. It was just to show you how those things work. So that's how you work with Elementor. This is how you use all the widgets, the elements, the sections, the columns. I hope it was helpful to you. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.